Hi, in this video, I'd like to show you some of the LED strip lights I use and also the rechargeable power packs that I use too. I don't use the batteries, these rechargeable ones are great. So first show you this LED strip light is waterproof, okay? And it also has, what I like about it, it has a, it's addressable, so you can actually change the colors on these individually. So if we plug it in, click auto, you can see each LED light can do something different than the rest of the strip. Okay, the great thing about these two is it's dimmable. You're going to want to use dimmable LEDs when you're using a battery pack because it significantly saves on the power usage. So also here is another battery pack. This is running a standard LED, not waterproof, and these are not addressable. You can typically tell the non-addressable ones have 4 lines on them. The addressable ones have 3. So this battery pack, these are great because they can do 12 volt or USB. So you don't need to have any special wiring. You also don't need to buy special LED strip lights. You can buy just about any of them and use these power packs. And what's great about these packs also is the switch, because you can install these somewhere and just use the switch, like I have these installed under my cabinet because I don't want to have running wires, so I can just turn them off. Now the other great thing is you can keep, if you're using USB, okay, you can keep this plugged in. I actually keep it plugged in to the wall. And then if the power goes out in the house, then you have lights that'll stay on. And if you keep them dim, they'll stay on for days on this battery pack, several days, probably weeks on this larger one. So it makes things very easy. And they're interchangeable, and they're totally programmable. You can then use your dimmer on each one of these. You can increase the brightness, but I would recommend keeping it at the lowest brightness that you can tolerate because the batteries will last a lot longer. They'll typically run 1.6 amps on full brightness, which will eat your batteries in minutes. But if you keep it down to some of the lower dimming levels, it lasts days or weeks. So depending on your use, is really great. The other thing is they remember the power setting. So even when you lose power, you cut the switch. When it comes back on, it remembers the previous setting because it's stored in the controller. Now, I really like this waterproof one, addressable, because of the flexibility and the fact that the controller power unit is in a very slim design. Some of these other ones are kind of bulky, but they work just depending on your use case, what you're looking for. Now these are RFID, so this can be about 50, 60 feet away in any room and still control the light. So I have a link to these battery packs and the LEDs that I like, that I've used. I have these links down below. Please, if you like the video, please subscribe and go ahead and give us a thumbs up. And leave comments in this section if you have any questions. We appreciate you watching. Thank you.